Hello everyone, my name is Sgt Gonzalo Duran, and this is Vet Talk. Today's guest is James Washington Ward from Pixels.
Today's Pixels.
Today's Pixels, excuse me about that.
Right.
Don't hit me, please.
Never.
Now, what is Today's Pixels?
Today's Pixels is, I would say, my passion. What I turned into my passion. I wound up in college taking up photography as a minor, just to blow off steam, just something fun to blow off steam. And where I've always just loved taking pictures and being the silly man in the picture, you know, I got to be on the other side of the picture, and I actually wound up just loving it, and it just became my passion, just spending time driving around. And
So from a passion to a hobby.
yeah, expensive hobby, I tell you that much. But yeah, it's pretty much became a hobby. It's taken over a big chunk, you know. It's where I blow off steam now, and just you get the eye. It's like your own art, you know. Your art that you get to interpret things a different way, and then you can show it in a picture, and you could just bring new life to, say, a dead situation that somebody may have forgotten, and you just capture that picture, or you capture that memory that people will just latch on to forever, you know.
So something therapeutic.
Yeah.
Now, do you see it as a form of therapy? Like, do you use it? Because it sounds like it.
Personally, yes. You know, when you get behind the camera, you know, it kind of, one thing, when you take a picture, you slow your breathing down. You know, I guess, you know, I've heard a lot of vets go and say it's like when you're using a sniper rifle, you slow your breathing down, you take a deep breath, you hold it in, and you take your shot. Kind of similar, you know, in my book. You know, I've never been particularly behind a sniper rifle to tell you exactly how to use it, but it's been, you know, described similarly to the way I take pictures, you know. Slow my breathing down, just relax, and
Muscle memory, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
You just gave me the ready start position right there. Snap it. So now I really like the way that you put that into terms. So it shows that you have some knowledge. What's your connection to the veteran community?
My connection to the veteran community starts back when I was about 13 years old, where I signed up and became a member of the Star to Sea Cadet Corps. Pretty much it's a military cadet group, you know, patented, or I would say, sorry, not patented, but based off of the Marine and Naval, you know, ways of life, I would say.
Similar to ROTC?
Similar to yes, definitely similar to ROTC, but it's a outside group, and I believe they start off at the age of 9. But
Oh wow, junior ROTC.
Yeah, you know, and I worked my way up. I started off as a Marine cadet, and my ties to it is I've had a lot of ex-military guys come down and train us and volunteer their time, you know, to give back to the youth that are interested in going into the military and also interested in staying off these streets.
That's very interesting. Now, so taking that passion, making it into a hobby, and it sounds like you use that to incorporate it into your volunteer work.
Correct.
Now, that's a lot to do for one guy. But you know, what keeps you going to doing all those things?
Started off, you know, a lot of my friends that I grew up with in the Cadet Corps have either gone into the military and retired, come out. It's kind of bittersweet that I probably, out of 20 of us that all grew up together from the ages of 13 to adult years, I might have been the only one, maybe 2 others, that haven't actually gone into the military. But, you know, I believe that there's a path for everybody. You know, my path may have not been the military. Maybe it was just to push them and train them to get into the military. But I just look at it.
I mean, you make an incredible point because, I mean, you couldn't join them, or you didn't join the military, but you're training our future military men and women. I like that. Thank you.
This thing to you. I mean, the veterans who serve our country give us hope. They protect us. They allow me to teach. They allow me to give back. They allow me to take these photos and, allow me to capture these memories for other people. It's, to me, it's a very deep thing. I got trained as a youth by the military personnel, guys coming in, giving up their time. They just got finished serving our country, and yet they still took the time out to help some troubled youths out. They took the time out to, just give to us, and now as an adult, it's my time. I took that, I used it, I helped train, some guys that have gone into the military. Some guys have become lawyers, other guys, doctors, nurse fields. We've all branched out and pretty much did our own thing, so it's only right that you give it back.
Now, it sounds like you're talking in the mentorship program that we, as NCOs and staff NCOs do for junior Marines. Now, is there any particular individual that maybe you see as a mentor?
Wow. There's not a particular individual person. I guess the best way I could relate my time in the Cadet Corps would be saying that it takes a village to raise a child. So throughout my years in the Cadet Corps, I've had multiple people to look up to, starting with Joseph Ronda.
And he's the...
Right now he is he's General Ronda, if I'm not mistaken, of the Star CC Cadet Corps. And he's the one who took over. When I was there, his brother was running it. He was Colonel Ronda, Al Ronda. We've had other officers like the commander of the Vanguard Silent Trick Drill Team, which was Lieutenant Nieves. Also he attended Maritime College. It was so many people.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, it's a village, literally a village. You got a platoon of them.
And then you also, it was a sense of community as well. You also had the parents that were there to help guide us and tailor our uniforms at the last minute and made sure we had lunch on practice days. And it was literally a real big community.
Now, we're going to go for a little break, but I want you to keep that in your thoughts. And if you excuse us, we'll be right back.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hello everyone, my name is Sgt Duran, this is Vet Talk. We're here with James Washington Ward from Today's Pixels. Now, we left off with your leadership, your mentorship that you received with the Cadet Corps. Now, you've taken your passion, made it into a hobby. What else are you doing with your talent?
Also, right now, I'm working with Devil Dog USA Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping veterans. So right now, we have a lot of people in the community that would like to help, veterans and give back, and a lot of things that veterans go through when they return, back from serving, our country. We should be thankful for them. We need to help them out as much as we can, because I feel the transition from the military back into civilian life is a hard one, and sometimes they just need to know that you're there to support them.
And you're hitting it right on the button, and the passion that you have right there is what we need more people in the community to see. So thank you for coming. Thank you for your beautiful words. Now, I can't remember if you said, was that your day job?
No, my day job right now, I currently work for Best Buy as a deployment functionality technician.
Oh, that's a big title. So what does that entail?
Briefly, all the displays you see, majority of the displays, I can't say all, but majority of the displays you see, me and a group of guys, we're responsible for making sure they function. So when you walk into Best Buy and the TV's on the right channel, you're able to use any display. The displays are well lit, troubleshooting all of them. And
now, this deployment part, though, does that mean you're going far, or?
Deployment, I have the basic market where I stay in, but this is where I love this job, because it also gives me the opportunity to travel the nation. So I can go from state to state, different Best Buys, and fix functionality problems. And while I'm in the state, it also gives me the chance to take my hobby and see the sights in different states, and just go from there. It's a win-win situation sometimes.
I don't know how you fit it all in, but it's an incredible story, especially starting so young in this program to using. Basically, you used everything you have this for your career as well.
Correct.
Oh, that's very interesting. Now, in this, you have your passion, your hobby, your volunteer work, and your day job. How do you keep that all functioning, though? What's your schedule like?
Schedule can be hectic at times. Primarily, I work overnights. During the holiday seasons, I work during the day. I've been blessed with a job that actually gives me weekends off, for the most part. So
we all can be blessed like that.
I know. So, with that is, the Cadet Corps and a lot of events for Devil Dog USA Incorporated are on the weekends.
Can you give me an example of one of them?
Let's see. Just recently, we had a birthday party for one of the council chairman, Kenny Agosta.
Okay.
On the weekend, just hanging out, just giving back to the community. He's a real big supporter of Devil Dog USA.
I've heard of him, and I believe he's the New York State community man. and
Yes.
he's holding a project, I think, tomorrow for Pearl Harbor's Remembrance Day. Yes,
Yes.
I got that email. Now, like I'm still trying to figure out how you do it all. Like I mean,
Just it's a blessing just to have the drive to continue to just better yourself. And when you better yourself, you have to realize that in order to better yourself, you have to better your community. You know, and you're basically, you know, if you can help one person, then you've done your job, you know.
now how do you take that into your artwork though?
My artwork, I take it to, every city is beautiful. And I want everybody to see that. So when I'm in the city, you know, the media sometimes just focuses on the bad and the negative, you know, the crime and, you know, the mischief and stuff like that. But I want people to realize like there are artists, you know. Photography is just one part of being an artist. You know, there's guys out there painting murals. Right now I have my own little project where I drive around the city taking pictures of murals. And I just want people to know that your city is beautiful. You know, you have artists in your city. It's not about bottles and garbage piled high and crowded subways and traffic and
People sleeping in the streets, etc.
people, yeah, there's beauty around every corner. And a lot of times we get so focused on our day-to-day, you just got to go to work, we got to go here, we got to go here, that a lot of time we don't take the time to actually pay attention. You know, how many times have we walked by a homeless person sitting on the street? You know, we can't take that for granted. Not every homeless person out there is a scam artist. Some homeless people actually need your help. Some will be grateful for that quarter, that dollar, that piece of pretzel, that slice of pizza you buy them. You know, just they're grateful for it, you know. And out of those homeless, how many of those homeless are actually veterans that have served for your freedom, that come home and don't have what you have?
Oh.
Sometimes you have to give back.
Now, when you captured that photo, before we started the show, I looked on your Instagram. I noticed there was display work of graffiti, I believe.
Some people will call it graffiti.
Okay, so my apologies. What should I call it?
I call them murals. They're paintings. You know, some people put paintings in a frame. Other people put paintings on a wall. I put paintings in a picture. So it's artistry. You know, it's paintings. It's their art. That's what
you know.
they do.
Even if you're saying it's paintings, I can see the passion in your eye. That is not just a painting.
It's the way people express themselves. It's, you know, it's a feeling you get. Sometimes you just sit back and you just got to look at it and sit there and know that somebody took the time out to paint a wall that's 80 by 100, and there's this beautiful artwork. You know, they took the time with. You have to appreciate the fact that some of them use a can of spray paint. And if you ever use spray paint, you know how well it drips and how careful you got to be. And the fact that somebody took that and made it into an art where there's no drip lines and no mistakes, or they learn how to cover up their mistakes and actually incorporate their mistakes into their art, is just like, it's beautiful, you know, and people need to see it. We pass by it so often. It's just, you have to take the time out to look at it.
Well, I don't know if you ever came across, but for the junior Marines, you guys better not do this. When we got lazy or trying to save money and not buy new chevrons because they were chipping, we would just put them against a cardboard, take a spray paint, you know, whatever like that. And then if we were really on a time crunch or trying to save money,
Use a Sharpie.
A Sharpie.
Yes. I learned those tricks also in the Sea Cadets.
I never did it though, I promise.
Yes, definitely. There's always tricks of the trade, you know, just last minute inspections, and your chevron got a little chip in it, you know. So yeah, those last
Yeah,
minute.
and they add up too. So
Rubber
Aren't
bands
cheap.
instead of boot blouses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get there,
So now these photos that you're taking, I mean, do you see yourself doing something bigger with it? I'm not saying it's not big, because
Right.
I've seen your work. It's incredible. But I mean, do you want to collect these and display them in what type of fashion?
If I can, open up my own art gallery one day, just, like do shows, New York City, New York City Exposed, or New York City street art, and, kind of just have the pictures up on the wall where people could come in and tour, and, you put the street sign. So if they see a picture they like today, they can walk out to the street tomorrow and say, I want to go to 121st Street in Lenox because I seen today's pixels put this mural up.
That's great.
And I need to see it in
that's
person.
That's the passion. Now, hold that thought. We're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to get back to that, because I want to ask you, I'm not going to try to add to your plate, but I want to ask you a question. So we'll be right back.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above average four-legged homie, and then wham bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hello, everyone. This is Sgt Gonzalo Duran from Vet Talk. I'm here with James again. James, the last question I asked you, it was, well, actually, I was trying to proposition you. Now, with all the stuff that you're doing, I don't want to add to your plate, but I want to ask you, would you be considered doing something for the veteran, like a veteran project?
I would love to do a veteran project. I actually had an idea of a veteran project since right now I'm doing murals and street art. I want to drive around. A lot of times I need the community's help because I'm not everywhere.
Okay.
So, but I would like to see if there's any kind of veteran memorials, murals out there, even if it's doesn't have to be on the wall. It just could be like a Humvee or somebody. I know a lot of people do custom graphics on their cars.
Okay.
Whatever it may be, just give me a general area.
I got some contacts. I think I can help you there. To the audience out there, I want you guys to reach out to us. If you can, email us at ceo@devildogusainc.org, or you can go on our website at www.devildogusainc.org. Now, James, if the public wants to reach you directly, how do they do that?
Best way to reach me is either through my Instagram account, today's_pixels on Instagram, or you can reach me on Facebook at Today's Pixels. And you could you could view my artwork and send me a message. You know, what would you like to see? I love criticism. The best thing also I want to say to the artists out there, or to the friends and family of the artists, if you see something on one of my pages and you know the artist, please tag them. Please reach out to them. I want them to know that there are people out there that are appreciating their work and what they're doing for the communities to make them better.
Thank you, James, for coming. Your passion has even touched me today in this short conversation. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having me on.
Now, for the audience, I want to thank you for joining us as well. And as always, God bless America.